My name's Guy Kestevan. I've been a professional bike and kit reviewer for 25 years, and today I'm talking to you about the new specialised performance road tyre range. So I've got the Turbo SWorks 2BR and the Turbo tyre here, so tubed and tubeless ready. And there is an updated version of the SWorks Rapid Air, which is the tyre I've been riding about on, well, since 2019 when I launched them literally just down the road for the World Championships in Harrogate, which uses a quite specific construction where the sidewall is kind of single ply under the tread and then dual ply on the sides. But then the ones I've got, the 2BR, is kind of more of the all-rounder, so more conventional double ply on the sidewalls and then triple ply under the tread, and then you've got that black belt puncture protection as well, which Specialized claims give 8% increased puncture protection, and they're lighter than the previous tyres as well. I mean, only slightly, but basically 260 for a 26 mil tyre, and these are 287 on my scales for the 28 mil. But the big news with these is a new compound. So the carcass hasn't changed massively, but you've got this new T-series tread compound on there. So T2 in the centre, faster rolling, more durable, and then you've got T5 on the shoulders, which is incidentally the same tread as Specialized use on their fastest mountain bike tyres as well. So real overlap there with things I'm slightly more used to, but I do get a load of mileage in on the roads, and certainly my mates do, and they've been running the previous tyres, like I say, since 2019, and they've proved pretty damn durable for a race tyre. They are a little bit porous with Specialized sealant in them, so I'm going to see how these hang in there. I'll run one with Specialized, and then I might put Peaty's in the other one just to see if it's a sealant issue or whether it's a tyre porous thing. But yeah, what I'm going to do is going to fit these onto the new Roval Rapide wheels, which if you haven't watched the video on these already, make sure you watch those. There's a lot launching from Specialized today, so I'm trying to cover it all off. And yeah, get out and get some road miles on these as soon as possible. And yeah, well, basically, I think the real thing I kind of know how they're going to roll, I would imagine, but what I really need in terms of rolling feel, I mean, previous tyres were quite sharp and very, very fast feeling compared to sort of a more damped carcass like Hutchinson or Continental. But what really matters is how well that new compound works. So I'm going to be throwing it around some of my favourite corners and see if I scare myself or it just goes, yeah, whatever, bring it on. So anyway, that's the SWorks 2BR, and then we've got, like I say, we've got the standard turbo as well, which is basically the same compound, T5 and T2, but in a tube compatible version. So I'll be giving that to Rich, because Rich is still on tubes because he's a primitive, and we'll see how he goes on those. Oh, one thing I haven't covered off, these come in 24, 26, 28 and 30 mil. With 26 and 28 in a Tanwar version, which is obviously what I've got here. So, like I say, going to fit them up. I'll probably pop back and do oh, they fitted up fine, or oh, that was a nightmare, depending on how they go on. And then we'll crack on and test them, and that will be a separate first impressions video. But for now, massive thanks to Specialized for sending the tyres in and for supporting this series of videos on their tyres and on their Roval equipment. They've come to me because they know I will tell you the straight truth, which is, you know, very good of them. So well, that's what you can expect in all the ride reports and in my appraisal of their equipment. So don't worry about the fact that they've paid for impacting what I say about them. Massive thanks to Giro Cycling UK as well, and to Peaty's and to Crud for sponsoring the channel. And as always, to my Patreon subscribers who pledge a small monthly amount, but that adds up to make a real difference to the sustainability of the channel and how much I can spend talking to you guys about the latest kit and my experiences with it. So if you really like what I'm doing on the channel, please consider supporting me on Patreon and joining the list of these guys who are scrolling up on the screen now. And they also get all these edits ad-free, so they're not as irritating to fight through, and they get kind of a better level of personal shopper and technical expertise support as a thank you. But for now, make sure you subscribe, click for notifications, give this video a thumbs up if you've got so far, and make sure you watch these ride impressions, because I'm going to go straight out now, get some miles in on these bad boys, or good boys. Who knows? Certainly look pretty. That's a good start. Cheers. And the first bit of feedback straight from the workshop is, have your tyre levers and your strong firearms ready, because I can normally get most tyres on just with thumbs, but at one point I was even going to check whether these were 650 tyres rather than 700s, because the bead is super tight and I had to get my long levers out for these. On the plus side, once they were on, popped up super easy, no leakage at all. They were a little bit stubborn going full round, had to take them up to the full 80 psi on the rear wheel to get them in place, but all sitting pretty now and they don't seem to be losing pressure. So, road time!
And to be honest, I was a bit apprehensive about the new tyre compound after watching what happened to some of the quick step riders in the Vuelta a España, but I don't know whether those guys are actually on these tyres, but certainly nothing in the way they behaved today that's made me think there's any slip, non-grip issues going on. These have felt, I have to say, they felt, you know, although they're definitely fast when they're upright, feel lovely and confident when they're leaned in, especially in this 28mm format.